Hello, and welcome to episode 19 of DniceKnits. My name is Denise, and you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as DniceKnits515. I'd like to thank new and returning viewers for coming back to watch me talk about yarn for about 20 minutes. This is my podiversary episode. Yes, so I've been podcasting for about a year. I took a break in the summer because summer and spring just was a mess. And I've been pretty consistent since then. The holidays kind of broke things up again. And I recorded last week, but I recorded when it was raining, and I didn't notice until after when I was editing it that it was really dark. So I'm re-recording from last week, so I have a little bit more progress than I did last week, but you don't know that. So yeah. So thanks for watching for the, I think it's about like 70 people that watch regularly, which blows my mind that 70 people watch me. Hi! Thanks for coming. That's so stupid. Sorry. So I have FOs, works in progress, and just one future knitting, maybe two, which are technically work in progress, but I don't have them with me. So I'm going to start where I always start, and that is with socks. So I finished a pair of socks, which I am doing a pair of Christmas socks every month this year to get me to 25 pairs of socks for Christmas. So these socks right here are my West Yorkshire Spinners Christmas socks from 2019. This is the Robin colorway, and I did my basic formula, which is a Judy's Magic Cast On, and I increased to 60 stitches, and then I do 65 rows, and I do a Fish Lips Kiss Heel, and then this one I did 60 rounds and 12 rounds of ribbing, and then I do Jenny's surprisingly stretchy bind off with the US 5, so it flares out, but not when it's on your leg. I also use these light bulb stitch markers to mark off every 10 rows because I feel like it makes me work faster, and I also finish, and it also, I don't have to recount over and over again. And I have a basic formula for myself and for some other people that I knit for. So that is the, oh, and there's two, obviously. There's two. And I think this is where I was the last time I podcast, on this sock, and then I did the rest of this sock and then this whole sock. And I'm very excited because I get to keep out my Christmas themed stitch markers all year round. So there's that. And then I have two bow tie scarves that I finished, and I gifted to my cousin. My cousin, who's older than me, she's in her 80s, asked me to make her these scarves, which I'll post here like I always do. I made a black one and a white one, but in my brain, I should have counted stitches or counted rows, thought that the scarf she had that she wanted me to duplicate was smaller. So when I made the white one, I made it to pattern, and then when I made the black one, I made it smaller, and it's not smaller. Whoever made her the first scarf that she liked went to pattern. So I decided that I'm going to make my cousin another black one. So that takes me into my works in progress. So this always happens to me. Like a couple of years back, there was these like ruffly scarves that people liked, and my mom asked me to make her one, and then I had to make one for my aunt, and then my other aunt asked me to make her one, and then the same cousin asked me to make her one. So I ended up making like 4 or 5 of these annoying ruffly scarves. So I made like 5 of those. So now that I've made this bow tie scarf, my other cousin asked me for a white one. So I have to make another white one, and then I am in works in progress. So now works in progress. This is a black scarf. So this one is to pattern, which everything I talk about is linked below. And I was thinking maybe I should link the Judy's Magic Cast On and Jenny's Stretchy Bind Off down below. I think I'm going to do that too. And there's videos for them, so it's easier. And yeah, I'll do that. So this is the scarf, and I kind of lost steam on this. This was like the day I gave it to her, I was like, oh no, I need to make her another one because it's smaller, and I want it to be the exact same size as the one that she had already. So, but this is all I did for like 2 days, and then I haven't touched it since. So I need to finish it and give it to her because it's been a very mild winter, so I don't want it to keep getting warmer before I finish the scarves for her. So I have this one. There's that. And then I'm making another scarf for my best friend. So my best friend likes scarves that loop around 3 times, and that makes a really boring knitting. And so I want to do it fast for her, but she wants it really, really long. And to to loop around her 3 times. So she likes a cowl, yes, and to loop around 3 times. So I have made this scarf, I think 3 years ago. I made this scarf like 7 or 8 times. It's called the Aiden Cowl. It had a different name then. I think it was like the Casey Cowl when I made it, and it's the Aiden Cowl. So what it is you take worsted weight, and I am using Mainstay black basic yarn that I had in stash, and you cast on, I think in the pattern it says 17 stitches, and then you knit to the length you like, and then you seam them together. So what I have done is I did a provisional cast on, which is right here, out of my Christmas yarn. I did a provisional cast on, and I used a crochet tutorial online, so I'll post that down below too. And then you just knit. Knit, 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 knit. And I think I cast on 20 stitches. Yes, 20 stitches on size 11 needles. So it makes it very loose, and it also makes it stretch. So I am going to use this whole entire skein to make it at least long enough so she can loop it around without it stretching. Because right now it's a little shorter than I am. So if it's my height, I think she's like an inch taller than me. So if it's my height, it'll loop around comfortably twice, which is, what is it, 65 inches. So I want it to go at least, oh God, math, 65, 80 something inches, maybe not 90 something inches. Yeah, 90 something inches. So it can be long enough to wrap around 3 times. So that's that work in progress. So that's that scarf. And then I have a sock on the go, a Christmas sock. I talked about everything in that pattern, right? Yeah. So I have another Christmas sock. So this is Christmas sock for February. And I started both because this is my last of my dye experiment from last year that I don't think I'm going to do again. So this is the self-striping sock yarn that I did myself, and it's brown and white with red speckles. So it's supposed to be like a peppermint bark, which is one of my favorite like Christmas candies. Well, all of the Christmas mint, chocolate, everything is delicious, and that's one of my favorite combinations is like candy cane and chocolate. So I tried and failed to make like a bigger stripe of brown and a thinner stripe of white, but it looks like I made a thinner stripe of brown and a bigger stripe of white, and I don't think I used enough red to show, like, I don't know. I always thought that like less is more when you do the speckles, but I don't think I used enough red. And then I have this for this red. See, this red might bring out the red in the speckles for my heels. And that's it. I'm not doing it for anything else. So I have 2 because I do it in tandem. So I do one from the center of the ball, and one from the outside of the ball. And I wrap this myself in the like gobstopper kind of look, which I think is cute. And I'll link the tutorial for that below too. So this is the first one I started, and then this is the second one. And the yarn is Knit Pick Stroll Glimmer Bear, and I think I have like 55 grams. I took up, because their things were heavy. It was like 110 grams, so I split it in half, and I did a blue with a white and speckled. And I also did, so this is brown. And so it's my basic formula with Judy's Magic Cast On to 60 stitches, and then I'm using brown stitch markers to count every 10, and then I did the same here. And I knit all my socks on, these are 2.5 millimeter US 1.5 millimeter Haya 9-inch circulars, and I love them because I just go round and round and round and round, and then I knit. And it doesn't bother my hands or anything like that. And then here's another Christmas stitch marker that I made. And then my last work in progress has just stolen my heart. And I had a staff meeting today, and I just wanted to knit on it, but I was at the thumb gusset of one of them. So I just knit on the socks at my staff meeting, and all I could think about was finishing these. It's a test knit, so I hope I can talk about it. Ooh, I should probably ask her before I post this. If so, I'll probably cut all this out. So this is from Barbara from KnittinILove, and if you don't know already, if you've watched me in the past, I love her podcast. I love her as a person. She's been supportive. She's put me on her Instagram and put me on her podcast, which is so nice of her. And then she put out a request for test knitters for a free mitten pattern that she's doing. Mitts, because it doesn't end. Yeah. So I was like, oh, I'm available. I've never made mitts before, and this is my second test knit. So it's a free pattern, so I think I can talk about it because I posted it on my Instagram. So I have been making mitts. Yay. So I'm going to put this one on my hand because it fits on my hand right now. So this is the Let's Go Walking mitts from Barbara of KnittinILove, and I am using Deborah Norville Serenity Sock Premier yarns, and they discontinued this yarn, which I'm so sad because I love the feel of it and it was very affordable from Joann's, but they discontinue it. So this is my first thumb. This is my first thumb gusset. Yes. And and I love them. And I have the second one started because, you know, I take my 50, I think she said in the pattern it's supposed to be 45 grams worth of yarn. So this is 50 grams. And this is, sorry, this is the second one that I started, and I'm on the thumb gusset of this one. So I've done the ribbing, and then there's some stitches, some straight stockinette, and then the thumb gusset. And it's going to be opposite. Like the colors are gonna go opposite, but no one will know but me. And of course, it's like my favorite colors. And I made socks in this before, and I have another one more 50 gram ball of this yarn. Then my final work in progress is a big one. So in September of last year, I made a blanket for my daughter, just for her, because I love her. And then I made a Santa graphigan for Christmas, and I finished it before Christmas, and I was so excited. And that, ever since I finished the Santa gram, I haven't put it away, and like it's February and I still haven't put away the Christmas blanket because I love it, and my husband seems to like it because I always find him like having it on him. And I have a knitted throw on one of my couches, and he doesn't grab that one. He grabs the Santa blanket. So I've decided I need to put away the Santa blanket because it's February. Like, come on. So I'm making another blanket, and you're gonna be like, wait a minute, Denise, don't you have like 2 blankets on the needles and the hook already? Yes, I do, but those are scrappy and they're fingering weight, and they're taking me forever, and I feel like I don't make any progress because they're such small yarn, I guess. I don't know. So this is another one that I've started. So it starts with dark brown. This is called Gentle Brown, I think. And this is called Light Brown. And then this is Antique White. So it's like a beige. It's not white. And then I'm going back to brown. And then I couldn't find a pattern for what I wanted. Let me see. So I printed out, so I am using AC Moore yarn. May it rest in peace. Nicole Stitch Studio. And it's an Aran weight, and it's very soft, and I like it. And this is what I made both of the blankets that I've made previously with crochet. I'm looking for the pattern that I wrote out. Okay, I don't think you're gonna be able to see it. Oh, maybe a little bit. So this is the pattern that I wrote out myself, and I used dots. And so this is the brown, and at first I was gonna do dark brown and then the beige, and then yeah, I was gonna do, oh, I have a picture. I'll post a picture here. So I did dark brown, and then I went right into the beige, and then I was gonna go the medium brown and then the light brown. But I didn't like these two next to each other like that. But then I'm like, oh wait, it's gonna be over here. But I like it better over here. I don't know. I didn't want it to have like the gradiating effect when I was mapping it out, but now I like it. Isn't that funny how we like change our mind? So it was like an hour's worth of crocheting that I had to rip out. But so this is what it's gonna look like. And when I grafted out, I think I did like 80 stitches by 100 clusters, and I think I'm gonna run out of yarn, so I think I'm gonna make it 70 by 80, and it'll still be like a 60 inches by 70 inches, 80, 75 or something. I did the math. I did gauge. I checked my gauge on this that was already crocheted, and then I did the math. So I have to redo this chart and move it over this way. So it'll be 70 instead of 80. But I want it to go like this and then go like that. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But I did the heart one, and the Santa one was a paid for pattern that I got for free because I joined a Facebook group. But I think I can do this. I think so. I'm smart. There's lots of counting when you get to the color changes, but so far I haven't gotten there yet. After this brown, this dark brown, I will get to the other V, the little chevron part. So that's that. That is my last work in progress. And then for my future knitting, I started a sweater. It's called the Sharon sweater. Don't remember the name of it. I started it 2 years ago, and it's top down. So you start from the top, and I did under to the arm. What is it called? When you do a top down sweater in raglan, you cast off for the sleeves, and you start, and then you go back and forth to underneath the sleeves, and then I knit the sleeves first. But the sleeves are a little short, just a little short. And then I put it down, and I haven't touched it for 1.5 years, almost 2 years. And it's in my yarn bin and just sitting there. And I'm like, that's so sad. You know, it's yarn that I like. It's a sweater that I would like to have. And I don't know if maybe I'll just pull it out and make the sleeves a little longer, or maybe it'll grow with wear. It's acrylic, I think. It's like acrylic wool blend. So I want to take it out, and I'm going to start working on it, even though it's like February, and maybe by the time I can wear it as like a coat or a jacket. Yeah, so I want to do that. And I also started a sweater for my best friend's dog. And I made it twice, 2 different patterns, and it has like a little collar, and then as I've gotten past the collar, I'm like, it looks too big every single time, because it's a tiny little dog that only weighs like 9 pounds. And every time I'm like, this looks huge. So I've decided that I'm going to make a sweater, and if it's too big, I'm going to make a sweater. I'm not going to sew it in the ends. I'm not going to cut the yarn. I'm just going to give it to my friend, have her try it on her dog, and then tell me if it's too big or too small. That is the plan. Because I have gotten like past the armholes and been like, oh no, it's too big, and ripped it out. And then I started a second pattern, and I thought it was too big. So I didn't even get, I think I got like 3 increases, and I was like, nope, that's too big. So I need to just make her the dog sweater and then give it to the dog. Yes. And I also want to make a lights and twig shawl from Barbara of the Knitting I Love podcast, because she gifted that pattern to me, and I have gifted yarn, and I really want to do it. So I have a lot of knitting to do, and I also have taken like days off out of work, because in the winter I don't like driving in snow. So I don't like going to work, because I have to, in my profession, I have to go to work regardless of the weather. You just have to leave early or drive slowly. Like, you have no choice. Even if, like, I've had to call the police to get me, to tow me out of snow that I've gotten stuck in. They don't care. You need to go to work. So I took a bunch of days off in the winter, because I was assuming that it wouldn't be as mild as it has been. So I don't get as much knitting time at home, because I always find something to do. I always have to organize this or clean this or do laundry, and I don't knit as much as I do at work, because at work I have to work, and I knit in between the work. So I don't know how I'm going to finish all these things that I say I'm going to finish if I'm not working as much as I usually do. They'll just get finished in the summer. But I think that's enough. I'm at 18 minutes, so 19 minutes. So that's all. I hope you have a good day, and thank you. Please like and subscribe below, right? Thanks for watching. Bye.